Hi guys, I'm Danielle and welcome to my channel. It is of course time for another video. For today's video I'm going to be talking about my vertical Labret piercing yet again. This is going to be from day 3 to day 6. So just a little bit of a catch-up video, just telling you guys the healing process, how it's coming along, how it's looking, how it's been, what it's been like, if you're a bit unsure what to expect if you're wanting this piercing. Starting off with day 3. Basically day 3 was one of the worst days for my piercing. It became very swollen. Like I woke up and my lip was duck lip. Still not as badly swollen as I thought it was going to be, but it was still swollen to the point where, you know, you could tell it was swollen and everyone else could see that it was swollen. It's not something that you can't handle. Take a couple of tablets if you need to. Personally, I didn't, but if you need to, then go ahead. The pain is definitely manageable and bearable. It's just trying to get used to it, like pressing my lip and feeling a big bar. So it was tender, it swelled up quite considerably, and it was actually quite painful that day as well. Also that day, yellowy crusty stuff started appearing on the piercing. Basically it just became tons more harder to drink. Eating wasn't all that bad, it was a bit like awkward, but it's mainly drinking that's been the problem for me most of the time. I had to go out and buy myself some straws. Basically I've been like drinking my cup of tea out of straw. It's not an extremely painful thing, it's just very tender. And also what happens is your lips become extremely cracked. I was like constantly putting on lip balm. Moving on to the 4th day. The 3rd and the 4th day are quite similar in terms of it seemed to swell even more. It was even more tender for me. It was still hard to drink and eat and brush my teeth and stuff like that. It's swollen, but really the most pain and the most swelled up part was 2 days. For me personally anyway. So that's not too bad. I mean, 2 days out of 6, it's definitely something that is worthwhile doing if you really want this piercing. Moving on to day 5. Day 5 was finally the time when the piercing swelling started to go down. I felt different in terms of it wasn't as tender, it wasn't as painful, it started to become slightly easier for me to drink and brush my teeth and eat and stuff like that. Yellow crust is still appearing on the pierced area around the jewellery, but that's normal. I mean, I'm not worrying about that. Other than that, you know, I haven't really had many other problems with it. And finally, the 6th day, which is today. The 6th day is definitely one step better yet again. It's less tender, a bit less swollen, a bit less painful. Obviously my lips are still incredibly cracked, but that's obviously to be expected. It is healing, it did have a needle shoved through it. The only part of it that's still quite tender is this bit around here. The bit right in there. It seems to be healing very nicely. My overall thoughts on this piercing are, if you really want to do it, then go and do it. If you want this piercing, do not hesitate, because people will tell you that it's painful, but for me personally, it wasn't very painful. The process wasn't very painful. The whole healing process so far has been slightly uncomfortable but manageable. You're able to handle it, you know, put a couple of painkillers in your mouth. Obviously I know that everybody feels pain differently and I understand that, but still I think if you really want this piercing, then you should go and get it done. It's a bit like a tattoo. If you really want the tattoo, then it shouldn't matter how much it would hurt. But overall I definitely don't regret the piercing. I absolutely love it. My boyfriend hates lip piercings, but he actually likes this. Logic? I don't know, but there you go. I do have more videos coming up about my vertical Labret piercing. I'm doing a pros and cons video right now, and I'm also gonna continue tracking the healing process until my piercing is fully healed. So this will come up. I'll cover about 3 days in each catch-up video, so that it's not like a really short video each day. It's more like quite a long video in every few days sort of thing. Thank you very much for watching and listening to me blabbering on. I know sometimes I can get a bit boring, but I appreciate you guys for watching me, and I will see you guys in my next video.